I just kept taking practice test after practice test after practice test. This one was golden. Hey guys, it's Kiara, darling. Today's video is about the ATI TEAS 6 exam. The ATI TEAS exam is a 4-part exam. The reading portion is 53 questions in 64 minutes. The math is 36 questions in 54 minutes. The science is 53 questions in 63 minutes, and the English is 28 questions in 28 minutes. I do recommend finishing your prereqs before taking the TEAS exam, only because the science section is super heavy on anatomy, physio. I didn't get too much of microbiology on mine, but there was a lot of chemistry. You would have to study really, really hard, and it's harder to try and find that information when you could just wait to take the actual course. The cool thing about taking the TEAS exam right after your prerequisites is you have everything pretty much fresh in your head, and if you took good notes in anatomy, physio, micro, chem, those are your study guides. I purchased the ATI TEAS bundle, which came with the official ATI TEAS study manual and 2 practice tests, practice test A and practice test B. Practice test A and B are really, really good. That is what I recommend using from the ATI TEAS website. They literally mimic the real exam. Take practice test A before you even start studying. That's what I did. So you can kind of know where you're at. It gives you rationale, so it'll tell you why the answer you picked was right and why the answer you picked was wrong. So you're really studying and understanding each section, and then it'll tell you what you need to work on. It gives you a breakdown at the end of what was your weakest points. I would then use that breakdown to tailor where you need to focus, because this test is so broad. It's easier to know where your weak points are so you don't waste time studying things that you literally know. I then bought some books, and I honestly used this one the most. It has so many practice tests, and that's really what I did. I just kept taking practice test after practice test after practice test. This one was golden. This one was also really, really good, and if you can't purchase 2, purchase this one. You get the bang for your buck, especially because of all the practice tests that are in it. Now when it comes to this one, I have to be honest, I didn't really like it. It was so vague. I mean, look how thin it is compared to these two. What you giving us? What you giving us, ATI TEAS? There's not much to it. It's very vague. It's very blah. Yeah, no. A week before, I took practice test B from the ATI TEAS website, and I compared my scores. Once I realized how much I had improved, there were still weaknesses that fell through the cracks. So that's where I used that last final week to hone in on the things I just couldn't get. So I recommend then going to YouTube and using resources. I would go and use Crash Course. I literally went through so many Crash Course playlists of things that I couldn't remember from anatomy, physio, and micro. There's also a chemistry channel. I can't remember her name right now, but I'll go ahead and link her channel name in the bio, that I really, really liked using. So for English and reading, I used a lady by the name of Carolyn McAllister. She was really, really good. She has a playlist of reading and a playlist of English and grammar, and I watched all of them and I took notes, especially because I feel like I know all that information, but it was cobwebs. I hadn't used it in so long. I really, really feel like it's elementary, middle school information, but it's if you underestimate it, it will bite you in your you-know-what. For math, it's algebra, but I did watch Brandon Raff's playlist. He has a TEAS math playlist. I would watch his videos and take notes, and that is all I did for math. That really helped me, and I think I scored the best on the math section. One thing that I loved on Facebook, ATI TEAS 6 test study group. There's thousands, like more than 20,000 people on this study group. You join and literally it's a whole community of people that have taken it, have failed, have passed, and it's just everybody encourages each other. Like, it's really, really good. It's really resourceful. And on that group, there's a part where there's files, and on those files people upload their study materials, so you can literally have access to what everybody else used. Make sure you know your passing requirements to the schools that you're going to be applying to. So like most of the schools I applied to, a passing score was 65% or higher. Now that being said, you don't want to get 66%. You're still trying to get 80s and 90s and higher. I did get a 76 on my TEAS exam. Know the conditions of the schools you're applying to. So for example, the Cal State universities, some of them allow you to improve your score. So like I got a 76, I could have waited 30 days to improve it. Now with the community colleges, you have to wait a whole year to retake to improve your score. So every school is different. Have all your schools lined up and kind of have an idea of what school you want to go to most, and make sure that you study and pass and get a score based on that school. Other than that, I would say get some good rest. Don't cram right before. Just make sure that when you go, you're confident. Don't second guess your answers, and I'm sure that you will do well. That's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys have any questions or any more advice that you'd like, comment below. I'd be happy to answer. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Stay positive, work hard, and make it happen. Bye.